Just tell me what to do. Hey guys, I'm Paul Horn. For the last 20 years, I've been a lifter, a strength coach, and a gym owner. And that's one of the things I hear most frequently from new clients. They just want someone to tell them what to do to get in great shape. And I get it. It's really confusing. There's a lot of information out there these days. It's hard to know who to trust. It seems like anyone with a TikTok account and a gym membership has an opinion on how you should spend your time in the gym. Now, I typically see two types of guys. They're either brand new to lifting and intimidated or overwhelmed by the process of getting started with strength training, or they've been lifting for a couple years, but they're stuck and frustrated by a general lack of progress. And it really comes down to three main problems. There's too much information, so guys get overwhelmed and they end up suffering from analysis paralysis. They can't pick a direction, so they pick nothing. Or they end up program hopping, meaning they'll pick one program for a couple weeks, and then when that gets hard, they'll jump to the next program, and they never give any one strategy long enough to produce results. Or they pick programs that are unrealistic and unsustainable. If you're not a competitive powerlifter or an elite athlete, you don't want to pick a program that has you in the gym 5 days a week, 4 hours at a time. You'll quit. There's no way you're going to stick with that program, especially if you have other responsibilities like a job, a relationship, friends, a dog to walk. You just can't commit to being in the gym that long. Those guys burn out and they end up quitting. Bottom line, there's too many guys out there that are struggling to build a physique that they're proud of. And the process is actually surprisingly simple. Now, I've spent most of my coaching career working with people either one-on-one or in small groups. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and it forced my gym to close, I thought it would be a good opportunity to sit down and kind of clarify my thinking on all the strategies and tactics I've collected over 20 plus years of lifting and coaching. So I'm excited to announce I have a new book. It's called Radically Simple Strength, and it seeks to answer one very simple question. What should the average guy do to get in awesome shape? I wanted to write the book that I wish I had when I stepped into the gym over 20 years ago. Back then, it was all trial and error. I made a ton of mistakes, wasted years of productive training trying to solve this fitness puzzle on my own. So I wanted to write something that would streamline that process and save guys time and frustration. So I've been working on this book for over 2 years and it's finally ready to print. It is a complete guide to training and nutrition. It covers everything from your first day in the gym to advanced multi-week training cycles. Nutrition strategies are simple and they guide you through both muscle building and fat losing phases of your training. I sincerely hope this is the last fitness book you ever need to buy. Now, I'll be honest, none of the advice in this book is revolutionary or groundbreaking. There's no magic pills or secret hacks. It's just simple advice that's been proven to work over decades, passed down from one strong guy to the next. The value that I'm bringing is in the organization of the ideas into a simple step-by-step framework that guides you through the entire process. I've cut out all the superfluous stuff. What's left are the most bang for your buck strategies and tactics that we know work. You can think of it as the best of the basics, cultivated and curated to save you time and help you reach your physique goals quickly and efficiently. Now, I also want to be clear that this book is not for competitive powerlifters, elite athletes, or professional bodybuilders. Those guys don't need my help. This is for regular guys with average genetics that want to be a little bigger, a little stronger, not fat, and not hurt. And it's for guys that want to make the most efficient use of their time in the gym and in the kitchen to build a physique that they're proud of and to develop a healthy and sustainable relationship with fitness. And sustainable is the key. Getting in shape is important. Liking the way you look is important. But so is incorporating fitness into your life in a way that's sustainable and realistic. You don't want to become an obsessed gym bro that lives and breathes fitness and eventually just burns out. We want a long-term strategy here. So in the next video, I'm going to go into the details of how the book is organized and how the program works. But I want to give you an overview of sort of the overarching goals of the program. We're looking for realistic targets here. Above average strength and muscle mass and below average body fat. So you need to be able to hold your own in the gym and you need to look good with your shirt off. More specifically, what does above average strength mean? Well, it means focusing on getting respectable numbers on the big lifts. So these are squats, bench presses, overhead presses, deadlifts, right? These are the main lifts that we use to gauge your overall strength. So we want to be able to squat 400 pounds. We want to be able to bench press 300 pounds. We want to be able to deadlift 500 pounds. Now, you're not going to break any powerlifting records with those numbers, but they represent realistic goals that most guys with average genetics can achieve with a couple years of training and a solid plan. We're not gonna start chasing down a 500-pound deadlift. We're gonna start wherever you are. And there are 3 different tiers of goals in the book. But ultimately, those represent realistic numbers that most guys are gonna be able to hit. Now, the weight doesn't really matter, right? It's just a way of gauging whether or not our program is working and you're getting stronger. So what's really important is that you're making progress on a predictable increment. Maybe it's every time you go to the gym in the beginning, and then as you get more intermediate and advanced, that's gonna slow down where you're making weekly or maybe monthly progress. But we use numbers on the big lifts as a way of gauging whether or not what we're doing is effective. So the other side of the fitness equation is body composition. If we're gonna spend some time building muscle mass, we need to spend some time taking off the body fat that's covering it up. And so our realistic goal for this program is below average body fat, which basically means I want you hovering between 10 and 15%. At 10%, that's on the leaner end. You're gonna see nice definition in your abs. That's kind of where you wanna be when summer rolls around and you're gonna be walking around without your shirt on. And then 15% is still a healthy, athletic looking physique, but it's more conducive to the periods of your training program where you're trying to build muscle and consuming more calories. And so the program cycles between these 2 phases. We're gonna spend some time building muscle mass, increasing strength, and letting our body fat creep up towards 15%. And then we're gonna have some phases where we're focused on cutting body fat and getting down to around 10% by reducing our calories. So in addition to going into the details of the program and how it's designed to help you achieve the strength and body composition goals we just talked about, in the next video, I'm also gonna address some questions you may have, like, how is this book different from all the other fitness books out there? Or why shouldn't I just do something like Starting Strength, which is a great program? So we'll talk more about that next time. In the meantime, leave a comment, ask a question. I'll try and address it in the next video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Keep it simple.